Good morning, students. Welcome to online session of Social Sciences. In previous class, we have studied about emergence of new dynasties. In this, we have studied tripartite struggle. In that, we got to understand about three empires. First was the Pala, second Pratihara, third Rashtrakuta. After this, we have gathered information about Gurjara Pratiharas, Palas, and Rashtrakutas. Today, I'll explain about the Rajputs. The Rajputs have long history. A number of Rajput principalities sprang up across northern and central India after the death of Harsha. Principality means a state ruled by a prince. Sprang up means to rise. So after the death of Harsha, many Rajput principalities means state that was ruled by a prince was arise. Then each principality jealously guarded its powers and refused to submit to another. Now as many principalities was there, so they were very jealous of each other, and because of this jealousy they have guarded their powers and they have refused. Refused means to show one is not willing to do something. So they have refused to give powers to each other or help each other. They controlled vast area of the country for 4 long centuries. 1 century is of 100 years, and here it is said 4 long centuries means 100 into 4, that is 400 years, and that is between 800 CE and 1200 CE. Now this period is therefore called the Rajput period. But intensive means that is concentrated, or you can say in a short manner, short time. So in a very short time many wars was there, and this was constant. Constant means that is occurring continuously over a period of time. So there was many wars within time, and constant rivalry. Rivalry means competition for the same object. There was continuous competition was there, and these two things make the Rajputs very weak. So when invaders from the northwest appeared on the country's frontiers in the 11th and 12th century, they generally failed to present a united front and lost their independence one by one. So what happened? As there were many principalities and they all were jealous of each other, they were not helping each other, and there were many wars which occurred there within that some time, and there was continuous competition among them. All these things make them very weak. So when that invaders they came in the country in 11th and 12th century, they generally the Rajputs were not able to present their unity there, and because of that they lost their independence one by one. Due to their stubborn means difficult to remove, as they were independent and it was very difficult to remove their independence and their rivalry means competition. A foreign race established this sway means movement, that is backward and forward. So if foreign invasion was there, foreign race, they established their movement over the whole country. Now the first among the new invader was Mahmud of Ghazni in 1000 CE, and he had faced a loose Rajput confederacy means state, but overcome it. So this Mahmud of Ghazni, he faced a lot of competitions and lot of problems here, but later he overcame it, means he succeeded in that battle. Next we are having origin of Rajputs. Now according to tradition, there are 4 Rajput clans. First is Pramara, second Pratihara, third Chauhan, and fourth Chalukya. They all were born from fire altar, and that is why they are known as Agni Kulas. Next we are having farware for wealth. Farware means the activity of fighting a war. The first was the Chauhans of Ajmer and Delhi. Now here we will get information about the Chauhans and the Chauhans of Ajmer and Chauhans of Delhi. Now the Chauhan dynasty was fought by Gukut in 11th century CE. Now there were two Chauhans ruler. First was Ajay Deva and second was Vishala Deva. They both have conquered some places here. Ajay Deva conquered Ajmer and Vishala Deva conquered Delhi in 12th century CE. Now this way the Chauhans, they became the lords of Delhi and Ajmer. Now this Vishala Deva Chauhan was a great lover of literature. Literature means written works or information. But the Prithviraj Chauhan, who ruled that 1168 to 1192, was the greatest ruler of this dynasty. This Prithviraj Chauhan was a courageous warrior. His achievements and exploits have been described by his court poet Chandan Bardai in the famous book Prithviraj Raso. Now this Prithviraj Chauhan was a very courageous warrior and he fought many battles, and his all achievements and the exploits. Exploits means that he used to make use of something unfairly. So his achievements and exploits both have been described in the book, and that book has been written by his court poet named Chandan Bardai in his famous book Prithviraj Raso. Thus we see that from 647 CE to 1192 CE, India remained divided into many small Rajput states. The Rajput ruler often quarreled among themselves. Now what was happening? They were all Rajput ruler, they were divided into small Rajput states, and often they were quarreling with each other. However, as they lived side by side, and many of them were allied through marriages, and a common and quite distinctive civilization and culture developed over this long period. Now what happened? As this Rajputs, they were living in a small groups, and they were quarreling with themselves, but as they were living side by side, means they were living very close, they were living nearly, so they have became the part of that society. And there were three things were there. First was they allied through marriages. Allied means joined. So as they were living side by side, they were joined by allied or they were joined by marriages. And next was, as they were having common civilization, they were living together. Third was culture developed over this period. Now that culture developed there, that was the third reason who brought them near. Now their forts, temples and other monuments are excellent examples of their art and architecture, sculpture and paintings. Next we are having Turkish invasion. Now the first invader of this Turkish invasion was the Mahmud of Ghazni. Now this Ghazni was a small kingdom in Afghanistan. It was founded by Turkish slave Alptigin in 10th century CE, and he was succeeded by Stabikgin Jaipal, a ruler of Hindi Shahi dynasty in Afghanistan and Punjab. He fought several battles against the invasion of Stubking. Soon after Stubking died in 997 CE, his eldest son, whose name was Mahmud of Ghazni, ascended the throne. Ascend the throne means he climbed or raised or gained that throne. Now after this gaining of the important position or rank, he had led as many as 17 expeditions. Expeditions means a journey with a particular purpose. So he made as many as 17 expeditions against India between 1000 CE and 1027 CE. And he learned means he gained the knowledge, and he learned that the temples of India had a lot amount of gold jewelry and precious stones. In his quest means a long or difficult search to annex means to take possession of another's country's land. So in his quest of annex this wealth, he destroyed many temples of northern India. Some of his famous campaigns were against Nagarkot, Thaneshwar, Kannauj and Mathura. Now all this expedition, his plunder and destruction of the famous Somnath Mandir. His plunder means force the way into a place and steal everything which is valuable. So he plundered and destruction. He have destructed the temple, Somnath temple of Saurashtra in the course of his 16th invasion in 1025 to 26 CE. And this brought him by far the most loot. Loot means steal goods from empty building, and that if we will estimate the total loot, then it is worth 200 million dirhams. Dirhams, that is currency of Arab. The total worth of his loot is 20 million dirhams. Now one of his campaign that Mahmud was accompanied by Al-Biruni, a great Persian scholar, and Al-Biruni lived for many years in India and even learned the Sanskrit language. He also wrote a book on India known as Kitab al-Hind or Tehqiq-e-Hind. Next we are having Muhammad Ghori. Now after death of Mahmud in 1030 CE, India enjoyed the respite of about a century and a half from foreign invasion. Respite means a short period of rest. Means after the death of Mahmud, India enjoyed a short period of rest or relief from that wars and battles, and that is for about about a century and a half. Means century means 100 years, half means 50 years, total 150 years. Then Turkish ruler remained confined. Confined means small. Here the Turkish ruler, they remained very small or enclosed into Punjab. Then a Seljuk Turk leader, Shahibabuddin Ahmad Ghori, 1173 to 1206 CE, drove out the Ghaznavi ruler and founded the kingdom of Ghori on its ruin. Ruin means which is completely destroyed. So he made new kingdom there, that is kingdom of Ghori. Within 5 years of his accession to throne, he raided. Raided means sudden attack on an enemy. So he raided the dominion. Dominion means the superpower or the controlled territory of a ruler. So he raided the dominion of Anhilwara via Multan, but its ruler drove him back with several losses. But what happened? He not succeeded there, and his ruler, their person, they had driven back him with many or several severe losses. By 1191 CE, he succeeded in annexing Punjab and encamped near Srhind, a border which is the border town of Chauhan dominion. And as a result, Prithviraj Chauhan attacked Muhammad Ghori. Now there were two battles of Train. That first battle of Train was fought in 1191 CE, and that was between Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori. Now in this battle what happened? Ghori had to flee means ran away. So Ghori had to run away from the battlefield with bleeding wounds. And next year he again that returned, and that time he was very much prepared. He was better prepared to fight with Prithviraj Chauhan. So second battle of Train was fought in 1192 CE, and this is regarded as the turning point in Indian history. Why? because in this battle Prithviraj was defeated and taken captive. Captive means when a person who has been captured. The first Prithviraj was defeated and it was taken captive and ultimately executed. Ultimately executed means killed. Thus, just a few battles in the plains of northern and western India during a short period of 14 years changed the fate of India. Fate means that supernatural power that was